If we look at the regulations, of course, we are talking mainly about the regulations of the host country or the regulations of the home country, because we talk more in the past about the regulation from the host country. So especially as we learned, a lot of U.S. Deals were stopped by the regulation. For me, mainly for the political reasons and for the real economic reasons. And of course, they have different ways they can put opposition because of the security reasons. You can put, and of course, some other possibilities with the anti-dumping. But with anti-dumping or monopoly antitrust situation, then you cannot refuse 100% deal, but you have to put some preconditions. So it's a more like a modification of the deal than a pure rejection of the deal. And now for these days, just since the last 2 months, with the Anbang's bid for Starwood, you see there's another possibility of obstacle coming from the regulation from the home country. That means from China. So the regulations in China, they try to put also some investigation on some acquirers because they worry about the mismatch of the fund, the craziness in the bidding, or which will in the long run harm the fund, for example, from the insurance business or from the borrowing money. So it also studied on the home country side. It's risky in terms of regulation to put off a deal. Of course, it's from the U.S. side, but of course, from U.S. side, it's the main reason is behind these competitions between the two countries, I should say. However, the nowadays with all the tensions that we see in Europe because of this steel industry and the debate on this market economy status to China, I expect that the investment environment, even in European Union, will start to get less rosy like the previous 2 or 3 years. So, and how likely? I think it really depends on the first of all on the industry, because some industries are much more sensitive than others. If you are in IT or in the industry a little bit linked to, more or less linked to the defense, then of course the probability to get stopped is very high. In other industries, and of course it also depends on the size of the deal, and in other circumstances, I think it's more purely diplomatic and political. Maybe there are a lot of exchanges and even bargainings on the political tables in order to pass through some sensitive or large deals, for sure. So then, of course, the ownership of the Chinese company will play and pull and come, because on one side, if you're SOEs, you will get more support from the Chinese government, even on the diplomatic and political side. But on the other side, you will face more resistance from the host country. So it's a really pull and con game.